Hi guys, and welcome to an ace tanker for the T-14, the Tier 5 Premium American Heavy Tank. This is a tank that gets a lot of bad press. In fact, very few people have nice things to say about this tank. A lot of the reviews are negative, and even though I haven't reviewed the tank yet, I will share with you that I don't think it's a bad tank. I think it is extremely well armored. Remember, it's only a Tier 5. It has 100 to 110 millimeters of turret armor, if I remember correctly. I don't have the stats in front of me. And it can be used hull down, just like most American tanks. It's a pretty good crew trainer with 5 crew members. And if you look at the front, the hull armor is only 50 millimeters thick, but look at the angling on the front of the tank. It is pretty awesome. And this tank is underestimated. I think it's one of the most underrated tanks in the game. You can have really troll games in this tank, and you can bounce and deflect a lot of shots. The armor is fantastic, but one of the reasons it does get a bad reputation is its gun. Unfortunately, it's got a 75 millimeter with only 92 millimeters of penetration and 110 damage. Now, the bad news doesn't end there. So not only is the penetration not great, the alpha damage is okay. It does have a pretty good rate of fire, but it's very inaccurate. It's definitely not a sniper. It's a heavy tank, so you need to be up close and personal with the tanks you're shooting at. So I think it gets a bad rap because the gun is fairly inaccurate and its penetration is lacking. The premium ammunition on it gets 127 millimeters of penetration, which isn't that much better, but definitely much better than the 92 you get with the standard AP. So it's rapid firing and well armored, and I think a lot of people underestimate it. Another reason it's probably looked down upon is it's a tank you do have to fire premium in. Unfortunately, sometimes you're going to come up against enemy tanks that you just cannot penetrate, especially if they start angling or know what they're doing, and you do end up having to fire quite a lot of premium. And I'll say it even before this game starts, I fire a lot of premium. In fact, I fire most of my premium shells in this particular game. Unfortunately, on the enemy team, there are 2 BDRs that my standard AP are going to have a lot of problems penning. There's a Churchill 3, again, which when you consider the Churchill 3, I think it has 187 millimeters of frontal armor, and yes, my standard ammo is not going to penetrate a Churchill 3. They also have a T-34, which I'll have problems penning from the front, and an AT-2, so a lot of well-armored tanks on the enemy team. So yes, I do end up firing a lot of premium, and if you've been watching a lot of my replays, you'll know that that's something I don't do very often. I don't spam premium. I try to avoid using premium ammo and focus on aiming for weak spots with standard AP. I don't use premium unless I feel I really need to. Unfortunately, this is one of these games where I really needed to use premium, so apologies in advance for that. I'm platooned with Bringy, and it's a 76%er, so I'm feeling pretty good. Here we go.
Time to roll out.
So being top tier heavy, I want to go down and hold the corner at J5. And one of the things that always surprises me about the T-14 is the fact that it's quite a mobile tank. It's quite fast, it accelerates pretty well, and it's a lot more mobile than I was expecting. Especially considering how good the armor is on this tank. I think the T-14 is a really good beginner's tank. I think, as I say, it's underrated. But if you know what you're doing in a T-14, you can have great games. And if you don't know what you're doing and you're new to the game and you have a T-14, its armor is pretty forgiving. So basically it's just myself and a Stug down on this corner. But again, I want to be aggressive. It's a 76%er, so you need to be aggressive in these types of games, otherwise the game will be over before you have a chance to do any damage. But you can see the rate of fire is pretty good on this tank, and an Electo is not a tank I need to use premium ammo with. So 3 shots into the Electo, and there we go. I bounce on the BDR's mantlet. I aim for his weak spot, and unfortunately that doesn't pen either. So I'm well angled against these tanks. I've just bounced. He tracked me for no damage, but basically a bounce from the BDR. So there's a Covenanter moving up, and we bounce a PZ-4H, and now there's an AMX-40 trying to flank me. I've switched to premium ammo for the BDR, but the Covenanter, which I don't need premium ammo for, is poking. And while I was hoping to show off the armor, unfortunately the Covenanter and the BDR have both switched to HE. I don't know whether or not they spoke to each other, but AMX-40, very, very difficult tank to pen with my standard AP, so I'm still on the premium ammo. And you can see even the premium ammo is bouncing, so I aim for just beneath his turret. He's got a viewport there, and get the kill for kill number 2. I'm still on the premium ammo for this BDR, and unfortunately he's still firing HE. So there's that inaccuracy. Easy shot in the Covenanter, and unfortunately I hit the ground. I've just bounced the PZ-4, I tracked the Covenanter, and the Stug takes him out. So I was really, really hoping to show off the armor to the guys on stream, but unfortunately everything seems to be firing HE. So get a shot into the BDR, and again BDR is firing HE into me. My own M3 Lee just fired an HE shell into my side. It did no damage. That's how troll the armor is on this tank. So PZ-4H and a BDR, and then if you look at the mini-map, we've just been flanked by a T-34. I'm chasing this BDR down. And he puts a big HE shell into me. So at this point I'm cursing. I'm going, oh, I was really, really hoping to show off this armor, and unfortunately they know what they're doing. They're all firing HE. But we're being flanked by a T-34. He's taken out the Stug, and now he's working on the rear of a KV-1, so I've just bounced the T-34. I've taken 13 shots so far. Unfortunately, I'm going to need premium ammo to go through the front of the T-34. So yes, I've pretty much been firing premium ever since the Electo kill. And to be honest, I think I needed it. I actually think I needed it against most of the tanks I was shooting. I wasn't going to reload standard AP just for the Covenanter. So there's an Su-85B, he's flanking the BDR, there's an M3 Lee in front of him, and last time we spotted the AT-2 he was up here. So I know that the AT-2 is the best player on the enemy team, and he's capable of winning this game by himself, so I want to hunt down the AT-2. I'm not really fearing the BDR. He is being flanked. He's got tanks on either side of him. Unfortunately, Churchill 3 takes out the M3 Lee, and that means that Churchill 3 is down there as well. But I can't find this AT-2. And the Churchill 3 takes out the Su-85. It's 13-13, just a KV-1 and myself left. Versus a Churchill 3 and a AT-2. Both tanks I need premium against, so as much as I'd love to fire standard AP, I guess I'm gonna have to stick to the premium ammo. So the AT2 has been spotted by the KV-1 and they're going to work on him. I want to get down and support him. And then finally, Churchill 3 is spotted. He hasn't spotted me yet. As you can see, I don't have 6th Sense. I actually have a 75% crew in this. This is my future M103 crew. So I'm training them up in the T-34 and the T-14 at the moment. So I'm alternating them. So take out the Churchill, got the rear of the AT2, and again you can see the inaccuracy. 2 shots on the move and they both hit the ground. They don't even reach the target. I have to get up close and personal, flank the AT2, take him out for kill number 5 and 1476 damage. So as I say, it was nice to get another ace tanker in the T-14. I don't play this tank very often. In fact, I don't think I've played it since I got the last ace tanker. I was on stream and I simply said, you know what, I'm going to play this tank because I want to train up this new crew I've got for the M103 and show you guys that this tank isn't as bad as people say. And the armor's pretty good. And if you're willing to fire some premium ammo, unfortunately I had to fire a lot in that game. Other games are kinder, but if you are willing to fire some premium ammo, it's a pretty good tank. I picked up ace tanker and high caliber. I finished top on XP with 1110 and did 1476 damage with 5 kills. I fired 27 shots, 20 hits, 15 penetrations. The gun is poor. You do need to get up close and personal. But when you do, this tank can really do a job. I received 11 hits, 4 non-penetrations, 7 penetrations, but some of those were track damage with no HP damage. 520 damage blocked by armor. I spotted 2, damaged 7, destroyed 5, and did 130 assistance damage. I earned 53,000 credits for that game, but unfortunately, because I had to fire so much premium ammo, I ended up making a loss of nearly 10,000 credits. That's not a typical T-14 game. You will earn money in the T-14. I just had a lot of very tough tanks against me. Ran into pretty much every tank that I needed to use premium ammo against, and unfortunately, I think this is the first time I've ever posted a replay on my channel that actually had a loss. However, I earned 1665 XP with the premium account times 2, which left me on 3,330. So yeah, I went into this game hoping to show that the T-14 is not as bad as people say, and ended up making a loss. But it's still a good tank. Believe me, when it's time to do the review, I will show you some games where I don't need to fire premium ammo. Fingers crossed and touch wood. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.